Close your eyes and imagine this. You open your mailbox to find an unexpected check with your name on it. The amount makes your heart skip. It's more than enough to erase your most pressing financial concerns. As you hold it, a wave of relief washes over you. Your phone buzzes with notifications of deposits arriving in your accounts. You check your balance and see numbers that once seemed impossible. There's no anxiety, no calculating how to stretch until the next payday. Instead, there's a profound sense of ease, of abundance that permeates every cell of your being. You walk taller, breathe deeper, and smile with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that prosperity is their natural state. What if I told you that this feeling is the beginning of your financial abundance reality, not the end result of years of struggle, not the reward for endless sacrifice, but the very foundation upon which your prosperity is built? This is the forbidden technique that can transform your financial world faster than any conventional method, a technique so powerful yet so misunderstood that few ever apply it correctly. Everything in your life, including the money in your bank account, is not the result of chance or even of physical effort alone. Your financial reality is the perfect reflection of the assumptions you have made, consciously or unconsciously, about yourself, your worthiness, and your relationship with abundance. To change your financial circumstances, you need not change your job, your investments, or even your actions first. You must change your assumptions. The outer world of form is dead. It has no life of its own. The life you see in it, the money flowing or not flowing to you, is but the reflection of the consciousness you bring to it. When you understand this law, you will never again waste your energy fighting against external conditions, for they are merely shadows, reflections cast by the light of your own mind. The most powerful assumption you can make is this: your desire for financial abundance is already fulfilled, not that it will be fulfilled at some future time if you work hard enough, pray long enough, or deserve it through suffering, but that it is fulfilled now in the invisible realm of cause, and from that assumption, held with unwavering faith, your visible world must reshape itself to mirror the inner truth you have claimed. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not mere positive thinking. It is not daydreaming or hoping. It is the deliberate act of shifting your state of consciousness from where you are to where you desire to be. The world does not yield to your wishes or even to your convictions. It yields only to your conscious assumptions, held with feeling until they harden into fact. When you assume a thing to be true and persist in that assumption, everything in your world begins to reshape itself to mirror that state. Each day that you rise in consciousness and sleep in the assumption of your financial freedom, unseen forces begin to rearrange the patterns of your experience. You need not beg for prosperity. You need not struggle. It is already yours the moment you claim it within. Feel now what you would feel if money flowed to you effortlessly. Feel the stability, the generosity, the peace that comes with financial abundance. Do not wait. Do not say, "When I have more money, then I will feel secure, then I will feel worthy, then I will feel free." That is to reverse the law. The world responds not to your outer actions, but to your inner state. So feel it first. Your consciousness is the foundation upon which your world is built. When you contemplate lack, when you vibrate with the frequency of financial struggle, you are commanding those conditions to persist. But when you assume the consciousness of wealth, when you saturate your mind with the feeling of abundance, you set in motion forces beyond your comprehension that begin to materialize that state. The bridge between your current financial reality and the abundance you seek is not built of bricks, but of consciousness. Each time you stand in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you lay another plank in that bridge. Each time you react to the world as though your financial freedom is already secured, the gap between desire and manifestation narrows. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not mere positive thinking. It is the deliberate act of shifting your state of consciousness. It is stepping into the skin of the person you wish to be, feeling what they would feel, thinking what they would think, and knowing what they would know. From this new state of consciousness, your world begins to transform. Suppose your desire is to attract substantial wealth quickly. Most people approach this challenge through external means, working longer hours, searching for better opportunities, or learning investment strategies. These actions are not without value, but they are secondary to the inner work that must precede them. The secret lies not in what you do, but in who you are being as you do it. Let me guide you through the exact mental process that will transform your financial reality. First, Withdraw from the noise of the outer world. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and allow your body to relax completely. Take several deep breaths, releasing with each exhale the tension that keeps you bound to your current state. Now, in this receptive state, begin to construct in your mind's eye the scene that would follow your financial breakthrough. See yourself seated at your desk, calmly reviewing your financial statements with a smile of satisfaction. Feel the solidity of the chair beneath you, the texture of the paper in your hands. Notice the specific numbers that indicate your new wealth. Perhaps you see a bank balance with an extra digit or two. Perhaps you observe investment returns that exceed your expectations. The details matter less than the feeling state they produce. Now, intensify the feeling. What would it feel like to have this financial freedom? There would be a certain lightness in your chest, a relaxation in your shoulders, a deeper rhythm to your breath. There would be a quiet knowing that all is well, that your needs are met abundantly. There would be generosity in your thoughts, expansiveness in your plans. Let this feeling saturate every cell of your body. You are not trying to create something new. You are claiming what already exists in a higher dimension of consciousness. In the realm of infinite possibility, the version of you who experiences financial abundance is already fully formed. Your task is not to construct this reality, but to align your consciousness with it, to tune your inner frequency to match it perfectly. Imagination is the workshop of God, the divine activity that shapes worlds. When you imagine with feeling, you are utilizing the same creative power that sustains the cosmos. This is not fantasy. It is the most practical application of universal law. What you hold in imagination with feeling and faith becomes your reality, not by magic, but by immutable principle. Every night as you drift to sleep, return to this scene of financial fulfillment. The moments before sleep are uniquely powerful, for then the conscious mind relaxes its guard, allowing your assumption to sink deeper into the subconscious, where all manifestation begins. Do not merely picture the scene, enter it fully. Be there. Make it so vivid, so real, that it's as though you are remembering something that has already happened, rather than anticipating something that might occur. Throughout your day, when doubts arise or current circumstances seem to contradict your new assumption, do not fight these thoughts. Simply return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Rebuild the scene in imagination. Recapture the emotion. The outer world may not yet reflect your inner shift, but the inner always precedes the outer. What you're witnessing in your current experience is merely the harvest of seeds planted in consciousness in your past. The new seeds you are planting now must have their time to grow. Persist in this practice regardless of facts. Remember that facts are merely the shadow of past assumptions. They have no power to create your future unless you give them that power by your attention and emotional response. When you catch yourself worrying about money, gently bring your consciousness back to the assumption of wealth already possessed. Feel it again, claim it again, know it again. The transformation you seek happens not through force, but through faith. Not the faith that asks and hopes, but the faith that claims and knows. The difference is profound. One waits upon external confirmation, the other proceeds from internal conviction. Your financial increase will come through channels you cannot now predict. People will appear in your experience. Opportunities will present themselves. Ideas will occur to you, but none of these are the cause of your abundance. They are merely the means through which your consciousness of wealth expresses itself in your physical reality. The cause is always the state of consciousness you occupy. In your daily interactions, begin to speak and act from the assumption of abundance rather than lack. Do not pretend, assume, feel the difference. Pretense is conscious facade, assumption is becoming. When you truly assume the state of wealth consciousness, you will find yourself making decisions, taking actions, and responding to life in ways that naturally align with this new state. This is not forced, it flows from who you now know yourself to be. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This distinction changes everything about how you approach the manifestation of money. The universe does not respond to your desires, your needs, or even your prayers in the conventional sense. It responds with mathematical precision to your state of being, to the conscious assumptions that define your self-concept. When you understand this law, You recognize that the path to rapid financial abundance is not through doing more, but through being certain. The shift in consciousness always precedes the shift in circumstances. Those who struggle endlessly for financial freedom are often trapped in the consciousness of struggle itself, unaware that their very effort reinforces the state they wish to escape. The secret to accelerating your financial manifestation lies in the complete acceptance of your wishes already fulfilled. Not a verbal affirmation, not a visualization exercise done for 20 minutes each morning, but a profound and unwavering knowing that permeates every aspect of your being. When this knowing becomes your dwelling place, your home in consciousness, then money must flow to you by the same law that keeps the planets in their orbits. This dwelling place is established and maintained through feeling. Feeling is the secret, not intellectual acknowledgement, not wishful thinking, but the actual emotional texture of already being the person who has what you desire. This feeling, when sustained, becomes a magnetic field that organizes the quantum possibilities of your life into the pattern that matches your assumption. Imagine consciousness as an infinite field of potential, responsive to the imprints you make upon it through your dominant feelings and assumptions. This field does not distinguish between what you consider reality and what you imagine with feeling. To this field, both are equally valid instructions for manifestation. The only question is, which instruction are you giving most consistently and with the greatest emotional intensity? The state of gratitude accelerates this process beyond measure. Not gratitude as an emotional response to receiving, but gratitude as the natural vibration of one who knows their good is already secured. When you give thanks not for what you hope to receive but for what you know is already yours in consciousness, you create a resonance that draws your good to you with remarkable speed. Feel the gratitude now. Feel it in the center of your chest, expanding with each breath. Feel it as a warmth that spreads throughout your body. This is not pretense. This is recognition of a truth that exists beyond the evidence of your physical senses. The invisible always precedes the visible. The feeling always precedes the fact. Your consciousness is not contained within your body. Your consciousness contains your body. It contains your entire world of experience. When you grasp this truth, you understand that to change your world, you need only change your consciousness. The outer rearrangement follows by law. To accelerate the manifestation of money, collapse time in your imagination. Do not place your desired state in some distant future. Bring it into the eternal now, the only moment in which creation occurs. The future exists only as potential. The past exists only as memory. All power, all creative force exists in this present moment where your consciousness is focused. Your word is your wand. Your feeling is your fortune. Your sustained assumption is the alchemy that transforms the base metal of current circumstance into the gold of desired experience. No condition is permanent unless your consciousness makes it so. No limitation is fixed unless your assumption gives it permanence. Feel the wealth now. See through the eyes of abundance now. Speak with the voice of plenty now. Move through your world as someone for whom financial struggle is a distant memory, an old story that no longer defines who you are. The world must reshape itself around this new definition. It has no choice. So today, decide to act like the person who already has unlimited financial abundance. Walk like a financial master. Think like a wealth creator, because you're not just imagining it, you're creating it. In the silent chamber of your imagination, clothed in the feeling of absolute certainty, you have planted the seed that must grow into your visible experience. Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption. Dare to maintain it, despite all evidence to the contrary, for when the evidence finally changes, and it must, it will seem to the unaware as though something miraculous has occurred. But you will know it was simply law in operation, the perfect expression of an immutable principle. Consciousness is the only reality, and the world must conform to the assumptions you make and sustain within it. Your financial abundance is not coming. It is here now, in consciousness, waiting only for your complete acceptance to unfold in your visible world. Claim it, feel it, be it, and watch as the universe conspires to make it so.